It doesn't matter what type of work you do, there's bound to be some type of fail related to your industry. Shoots, even some of our videos have its fair share of mishaps. Take a look at this video, showcasing some of the most ridiculous moments in 32 ultimate cringeworthy work fails. Thanks for the sub, Michael Ritterbush. Sarcasm is the spice of life in some of our videos, so we're glad you're adding that flavor to your subscription spread. Let us know in the comments if that's the taste of internet commentary you all prefer. Number 32, a delivery dunce. After looking at these two images, we are certain that the crates of glass bottles weren't properly stacked in the first place, and that's what causes the entire shipment to have scattered all over the ground in this picture. Regardless of which step wasn't done properly, the whole thing ended up being a disaster. Number 31. Low ceiling warning. Aren't the people that drive pieces of machinery like the one pictured here supposed to go through extensive training on how to correctly and safely operate said vehicle? You would think that one of the very first lessons would be something along the lines of, this machine is X feet tall and won't fit under most normal height bridges. Even if that wasn't a fact taught to these folks, this person should have had the common sense to not drive under the low bearing bridge in the first place. Number 30. Hard at work. Although this picture shows two people goofing off while at work, we believe that the one in the wheelbarrow was the first workplace offender when he fell asleep on the job. The man you see wheeling him off the edge of the work site looks like he's just trying to solve the problem. We wonder at which point in his downward ride will the man in the wheelbarrow wake up. Number 29. A constant reminder. The poor individual that ended up with the drink carton you see pictured here has an obvious and constant reminder that the person that worked his line at the factory apparently had other things to do. Since doing your job correctly the first time seems to be too much for the average Joe, we end up with photos like this. Number 28. The street sign hanger. Whoever hung this upside down sign didn't give two rats about their job. It would have literally taken half a second to glance at this sign to realize it was hung upside down and needed to be fixed. Unless the one way is going towards the right, but... Number 27. A long day. Okay, let's be fair for a moment. Say the guy in the picture, the one who's sleeping while holding this sign, has been working since the crack of dawn, and as you can see, it's now dark. If that were the case in the story behind the picture, then we might have felt bad for this seemingly hard-working man. However, that's probably not the case, and this is just another lazy worker, half doing his job. Number 26. In which direction? It wouldn't be an excuse to say that the store associate that put together the ensemble you see pictured here is from another world, because human body parts work pretty much the same no matter where you come from. Since that's a true fact, we don't understand how this mannequin was allowed to stay in that form as a display. Number 25. Nothing to grab onto. Here's another fail by a worker that couldn't bother to care at all. The handle on a cup or mug has literally one sole purpose, and that is to be used as a handle to more easily move the beverage in said cup to one's mouth for a drink. Since the person who was supposed to be monitoring these in the factory decided to take a break, the person pictured here gets to enjoy holding their mug without a handle, while at the same time enjoying less space inside the drinking vessel. Number 24. Please stop. Not even the water reflection in this picture will help the driver pulling up to this stop sign read what's actually going on. The person who is responsible for this work fail couldn't even manage to paint 4 letters in the correct legible order. Number 23. The architect. The designer of the drawers you see in this image needs to go back to architect school and take some additional classes. Well, at this point, they probably need to retake the entire course. We didn't think it took a genius to understand the concept of a corner drawer, but according to this picture, we guess it does. Number 22. A road marker. The person that went along the side of the road with yellow paint clearly didn't have very detailed instructions from their boss. Their boss probably told him to draw a double parallel line however many inches away from the curb, but as you can clearly see, they probably should have spelled out the fact that they shouldn't be painting on any actual cars. Number 21. Now hiring. The contradicting signs you see in this hanging store window are hilarious, to say the least. When asked by the hiring manager, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? You might reply with something like, I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like I'll be working here, after reading the going out of business sign. Number 20. Classic holiday decor. For most of us, the holiday season means Christmas-themed things. We fully understand and respect the other holiday customs that aren't Christmassy. Whether it be traditions of Diwali, Hanukkah, Ramadan, Christmas, or Kwanzaa, each of these wintertime celebrations are incredible in their own way. One thing that isn't so amazing is this picture, which shows the Star of David as a Christmas decoration. Just no. Number 19. An exceptional display. The display you see pictured here screams hilarity. For $129, Dick Smith should have made sure that this phone case did, in fact, float. Especially before he created a display that tried to show the fact that it actually does. This is one of the reasons why prior product testing is always a must before you bring the product to the public. Number 18. What flavor lays? We may be distracted by the seemingly constant flavor contest Lay's potato chip seems to have going on, but like you see in this picture, that may just all be a publicity stunt trying to distract us from the lazy factory workers they apparently use. The quality control person responsible for this mess clearly wasn't checking the quality of this batch, which makes us wonder what's really inside the bag. Number 17. Well, since after one electrician gave us this lovely phone to work with, we just hope and pray that no one ever needs the Coast Guard, the police, the fire department, or an ambulance. Thanks to the person who installed the phone system you see here, no help from any of those departments will ever come. Number 16. Happy Earth Day! Yes, we all recognize and understand that in the English language, the letter A comes before the letter B. However, regardless of whatever the candles in this picture are trying to spell to you, the word birthday always starts with a B, no matter what the alphabet says. Now, what is this person supposed to do with these candles? You could use them for Earth Day, I guess. Number 15. The Help Wanted ad. This Help Wanted ad is exactly what joining the workforce feels like. As you can read in the ad, the person is wanting a waitress that is 18 years old with 20 years of experience. We totally get that they probably meant must be at least 18 years old, since that's the only logical explanation. However, since the person who took out this ad failed to read it out loud before publishing it, they've just gone on to confuse us all. Number 14. A bike path to nowhere. Specific lanes for passengers riding their bicycles are an important part of the road and shouldn't be taken lightly. By having their own lane, bike riders are not only lowering their carbon footprint by opting for this different mode of transportation, but they are also staying safe in their own designated lane. What do you think the bike riders riding down this street are supposed to do when they get to this merged section? This person had one job, and they created a crash zone. Number 13. Youre Hired. There are a lot of articles out in the online world that can go on to explain, often in great detail, how to conduct yourself during a job interview. The guy you see applying for employment in this picture clearly clicked past each and every one of those self-help blurbs. One of the most common pieces of advice across the board when it comes to finding and applying for a new job is to dress for the job you want, and not necessarily for the job you have or are applying for. Wearing a shirt that asks if we've got liquor while applying in person at the store is not the best way to get a call for an interview. Number 12. Taco Bell Fiasco. The taco makers that threw this concoction together didn't even look at where they were throwing the taco's innards. Even though the taco in this picture is an absolute fail, Taco Bell isn't the only fast food restaurant that gives less than perfect service. Just wait until you see the meal McDonald's gave to the customer number 6. It's outrageously bad. Number 11. A runway stumble. Being a model, especially a runway model, isn't as easy of a job as it may seem. Just look at the poor model in this shot for shot where she stumbles and falls during a show. We're all used to models from time to time falling or tripping on their impossibly high heels, but since that's a common factor, you would think that they would put in even more practice. It is just walking after all. Number 10. Fail by design. We would like to think that the people who messed up this sign at least attempted to fix the problem, but perhaps the problem you see here was just too big to fix. What would be even funnier than the billboard itself if these nutjobs finished the job ahead of schedule, thinking they had found a shortcut. Yeah, a shortcut to the Help Wanted ad section in the newspaper. Number 9. A huge dilemma. The guy you see pictured here looks like he's contemplating leaving the country. After seeing that there are thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of cars making their way down to a watery grave, we feel safe to say that that is probably the best decision this guy's made in a long time. How else do you tell the boss that you've lost dozens of cars to the sea? From a letter abroad, that's how. Number 8. Signs that mean business. After seeing the sign in this picture that says the sidewalk is closed, we just don't know how we're going to get around it to the other side. Climb over it perhaps? No, you just have to walk around the sidewalk since this is the worst sign and fence ever made. Was there even a point to all of this? Number 7. Genius. The person that stamped these words onto this street needs to relearn the difference between right and left. Since the words pictured here say right turn only, we know that any right-minded person will now be forced to break the law. Way to make criminals of us all, mister. Number 6. Mickey Disaster. See, we told you that this food fail was bad. As you can see from this picture, this McDonald's worker didn't care to make sure the cheese was inside the burger. He had one job. And you wonder why McDonald's workers keep being made fun of? They do it to themselves. Number 5. Jess Worry. This misprinted top you see in this picture pretty much sums up what it means to be an adult. While you would think that it's supposed to say, don't worry, be happy, the saying, don't be happy, worry, is almost too adultish for us to handle. Number 4. I'll just stick this here. When doing construction legally, you have to have permits and workers that have been properly trained, among other things. One thing the boss of this worksite failed to follow up on was the quality of work these supposedly trained workers do. Just look at what happens when you don't follow up behind people like you're supposed to. This person also shows us what a brick will look like if the person building it has no idea what they're doing. Number 3. Boyet play. The sculptor of this boy statue had one job: make a sculpture of a boy at play. Easy enough, right? Apparently that was just too hard for this artist. As you can see from the finished statue, the boy isn't even holding the baseball bat correctly, which looks permanently foolish. Number 2. No need. There's just no need for ladders, support, and safety measures when your friend has a lifted truck and you both have a ladder. Just look at how smart the two men in this picture are being. This picture almost looks like it needs to be in a video where the people are just about to fail. There is more than one way to get something incredibly heavy up to the top floor of a building. This is just not one of them. Number 1. The pie maker. What's the deal with this? The food artist that created the masterpiece you see pictured here is responsible for creating the very first low-calorie single pepperoni pizza, which is sure to save you loads of calories. Obviously, this is not a new fad pizza. It's a sad pepperoni pizza that lost almost all of its pep.
Well, that's another one of our videos, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this every single week. Catch you next time.
For better.